as you can see, this is how we kickstart every night of live racing here at Remington Park. But what about some of the special events like last month when we hosted the Red Earth Festival and celebrated Oklahoma Classics with over $1.1 million in purses?
The evening was full of Native American culture, from dancing, food, art, and music. The pony horses that evening were even brushed with Native American spirit. There was also storytelling and teepee exhibits. Another special event taking place, the 23rd running of the Oklahoma Derby, complete with hat contests and one of the most exciting finishes to date.
Outside, moving up, that is Alternation. As they reach the top of the stretch on the Oklahoma Derby, Alternation puts a nose in front of Social Sol. Social Sol to the rails second. Here comes Redeemed, will hold Dubai, Prayer for Relief now third, and will have to thread a needle. Redeemed outside, coming strong at Alternation at the 16th. It's Alternation, Prayer for Relief not done. Social Sol inside, Alternation, Redeemed, these two to the line. Redeemed by a head in the Oklahoma Derby.
The Oklahoma Derby was one of the many races displayed on our new super screen, a 50-foot tall high-definition television, which opened a whole new world of audience participation, like our beer run.
We're set for tonight's beer race as it'll start on the sweets level. Lined up from left to right, Dos Equis, Coors Light, Budweiser, and Bud Light. The race to the casino floor. They're set. And they're off.
Along with the fun and games, we've added a new team member, award-winning journalist Chris Katulak, formerly of TVG, and attracted horsemen from all across the country, including Hall of Fame jockeys and the nation's top trainers, who had nothing but nice things to say about Remington Park.
Well, I love this place, and thanks for having me. These are the greatest fans in the world.
So how do we get those fans to Remington Park? With a great advertising campaign.
They race for royalty in London, Dubai, Rio, and Hong Kong. And now in Oklahoma City, the Sport of Kings has a brand new palace. And the thoroughbreds rule at Remington. Play with your Club Remington card all month long and earn entries to win a Jeep Compass 4x4, re-energized gaming, redefined dining, and relentless action. Now is the time to rediscover Remington.
So there you have it. As you can see, Scott, we have everything under control. Go ahead, stay another week down there in South America. Oh, hold on just a moment. Scott Wells' office. Yes, he's approved that dressing room for Joy Rose. Here's his credit card information.
And they're in the gate. They're off. And on the inside, Belly Dancer comes away quickest. Belly Dancer heads toward the lead. Pike's Pirate was away fast and races a close-up.
Some 19 years before this race, Jo Hayes arrived in Oklahoma from Minnesota, the state of her birth. A love of horses had brought her across the country to Coffee Creek Ranch in Edmond. This is where she first trained to race horses, encouraged by a fellow employee whom she would later marry. She rode in bush tracks across the region, gaining her first win at New Mexico's La Mesa Park in 1984.
It was on a mare named Sensitar, and there was an older jockey, let's see, he was on the, I think outside of me, telling me to drop down, and I didn't want to drop down because the track had been rained on and it was kind of pretty deep on the inside, so I just stayed where I was and I outran him, and it was just really a neat experience.
Now with her husband as a trainer, Jo made her way through the region winning races. One of her favorite horses, Prospector Miles, who ran and won at Remington Park. But the winning pictures of Jo atop a racehorse ended abruptly, one fall day in 1997. It was the first race of the day, November 27th, her 39th birthday, and Jo Hayes had the mount of Slusational Belle.
The only thing I remember of that race was the horse had its head cocked before it came out of the gates, and that's because it had a flipping halter on, and most thoroughbreds don't go in a flipping halter.
Then Slusational Belle into Flash remains the trailer, saving some ground, the half and 46-1. Midpoint on the turn now. And Pike's Pirate and Belly Dancer go heads apart. Belly Dancer is off the rail. Now there's a horse down. Hopefully a winner fell around the turn. And also losing the rider was Slusational Belle in a two-horse spill at the far turn.
I don't remember anything of the fall or, anything.
Joe was paralyzed from the waist down and faced a life confined to a wheelchair. Medical bills quickly overwhelmed the family. This was when the call came from Nancy LaSala of the PDJF, the Permanently Disabled Jockeys Fund.
It was kind of a surprise, I guess, when Nancy LaSala got a hold of me and told me that they would possibly, give me a monthly check, and we're thinking about this for other jockeys that were paralyzed. And it's really meant a lot because it has helped so much. I can pay, a lot of bills and just household bills and stuff, and it's just been a tremendous help.
The Permanently Disabled Jockeys Fund is a charity that provides financial assistance to some 60 former jockeys who have suffered catastrophic on-track injuries. Since its founding in 2006, the fund has dispersed over $2 million to permanently disabled jockeys, most of whom have sustained paralysis or brain injuries.
I have to just say thank you for people's generosity, their love and concern, and I just want them to know that it really is a big help.
With support from the PDJF and the generosity of so many, Jo regained hope and optimism about her future, and today she has no regrets about her choice to be a professional rider.
I guess if I could walk today, there'd be that want to get back on a racehorse, and ride again. I think with jockeys, it's always in your blood or whatever, kind of whatever people love to do, it just seems to stay in their blood.
Jo still rides, if not at the speeds she had once known.
On one hand, it was great, and on the other hand, it was really kind of a bummer, because now I was having to ride these old, slow horses, and it was, thank God for them, but it was such a difference from riding a racehorse.
She's come through more than her share of challenges. Most people want to ask her how she maintained such a positive attitude.
I guess it's just my faith in God, and I have a husband who's Christian also, and just the fact that we've been able to stay together and a family that supports me and helps me has just meant so much. That's really what helps and what counts,
As for what the future holds for Jo and her family, only time will tell. But the woman and the jockey who once raced to the thrill of beating the best is still winning. Her hope was born in the moment she had learned of her paralysis.
The doctor told my family that I would be a paraplegic, and then I found out. And that was hard. I didn't want to believe it, and always hoping that I would walk again. And actually, I still believe that I will someday, but we'll see.